Good morning, or whatever it is, wherever you are. So, we got a couple of things to deal with. There's been a new key. I got past that, well, I guess the first thing is actually merge conflicts. I had a small merge conflict update for the X behavior. I still haven't checked the actual online behavior yet. I'm going to stay running against an older server until I deal with login changes, and hopefully there won't be any problems with the tool protocol upgrades. Because I want to add the code to do the new server. Make sure it can still log into servers that are doing the old style login message. Because I need some kind of strategy for that. Now, I guess, well, I want to do that first because I've got that server ready and I won't have to deal with how I launch a other alternate version of the. Although I should have the tag Docker versions around, but it's kind of the easiest path right now. The first stop, I've got a patch conflict. Oh, is that the end of the... This is in the middle of it. Okay, so it's... This is literally just a code ordering issue. It's like, oh, you both added stuff in the same spot. What if it's a conflict? I don't think any tools are going to be edible, so there shouldn't be any conflict there. I guess we should do a quick smoke check on that. Let's see, and you're going to copy onelife.exe to build Windows OneLife. I guess 270 was my last client version that I worked on. Might even actually be out of tune with the server version. All right. And in a subshell, so we don't miss our directory change here, or have an error not change us back. cd build Windows OneLife 270. Now there is one problem I might have to deal with on the build side. JSON tagged the version, and then checked in a missing header file. So if you check out the tagged version, you might have a problem. Right, probably because binary version changed, so it has to rebuild the sprites. I guess while that's rebuilding sprites, I should probably update the base game. We have that stuff for later. And it looks like our base game is going to need a cache clear. All right, so this, okay, this is version mismatched. My server don't actually start. Right there. Okay. It's wrong format. Aha! Okay, so this is the thing where I built new source, and that server is. I thought it was set up so it could maybe accept old logins. Oh no, this is. I built this from the new source, so it does have the new protocol, but it's saying the wrong client. And the old server is going to just straight out reject that. But we were able to get a compilation off. So that probably means this patch. Probably. Top. Okay, so this is still in sync. Oh. We only got one patch left. All right, we were on this. Well, we're gonna have to do something. And the point where we're going to do this is probably going to be the show name of client. No, actually, we're gonna have some. There's gonna be some build conflicts we have to resolve here because dep files got some things that don't exist. Okay, and this is the login failure, so I need to. Well, actually, is the log file telling us anything already? It's going to be build. Oh, well, there's be a hashed something. Yeah. The wrong client. Uh, it does get a rejected. There's the version number. So actually, this is a point where it might be useful to actually need to respond to a login message. Okay, and there's login. Okay, well, that was easy. Now, in typical JSON style, this is in the middle of a. Well, actually, this is in a message response. I need to flip a flag. Okay, well, for one thing, where are you? You're in game, even though we use it in living life. Okay. So that's sort of like the trivial change we need to make. But this also gets used on a lot of. Hmm. Maybe I should update this and then do another patch. That's actually like multi-login. Do a build check. I probably don't even need to launch at this point. All right, STG, refresh that. Is it like create? Is it new? STG new. Into servers with and without tag. Now, where did it put that? Okay, it did put it early on here. Well, there might be something here that triggers the login code. And there's auto login. Done. One time for map pool or auto login mode. Start connecting. Now, the one time here could be a thing with. Custom server address. Goes through the whole reflector process. Maybe. The point is, I'm going to need some sort of option for this. Actually. Well, client tag is a const. Would it be sufficient to send a blank client tag? Yeah, there is an extra space there. It might not like that. Oh, okay. Because it probably has, it's a byte for byte protocol. So if it's a short enough email, it just adds it to base. All right, so we need to have an optional thing in here. This could be a settings file, and then maybe the program will auto change it if login fails. Well, no, I need to. The simplest version is we have a setting. And then if we were on the same thing as our setting, strictly speaking, we only need this here. I'm not sure if living life page can call or trigger. Start connecting. Start connecting. Yeah, static void. And we're doing like all this setting stuff. Server port, server IP should already be set. Make active. Well, okay, so this is a slightly different thing. Action parameter. And let's get server address page. Oh, well, we should have already gotten server address. So what does base make active do? Make active. Okay, so to retry, we need to call make active again. Well, I should probably have a setting regardless, and then sort of auto switching is getting fancy. I haven't done anything in here that added settings though, so I don't like have a section. where I do that. Probably auto run starts that. So in your settings kind of had a place where we did mouse settings. Actually, I can probably find where we read settings at. And then we'll just have a conflict with every single patch that comes. Hmm. Settings manager. So screen edge. Oh no, screen edge push was the first one. Anyway. Where do we have sort of similar? Okay, you're externing client tag. Cancel erased. Extern. Well, this is all login information. User reconnect. That server socket connect. Connect false. Connection lost. Okay, so this is like. This is specifically something happened. Back signal disconnect. Oh. Could I just do a signal disconnect? Actually, where does this come from? The comp reason string, reason disconnected. In death message for RID. Oh, so this is like the server disconnected us. This is a different disconnect. Where's the signal? Disconnect command. That signal. Well, okay. Oh, there it is. I just couldn't search through everything. Handle R death. Okay, well that is also doing disconnect. So we could try that. But we need to have enough state to know that we should only do it once. Reconnect. Okay, and then we actually have local stuff. Actually, the default should be true. So then we go down to login. Uh, if using is a very common thing, code. Um, how does this work on the if else? Yeah, you see, as much as I want to keep the indentation alone, I don't want to play games with what actually ends up happening. Now this one, we can freely indent. Maybe the copy. All right, that is something we could at least do some basic checks on. Like it compiles. And you see, went and forgot brackets. Oh, wait. What? Oh, okay, so he doesn't do it that way. Closing bracket is there. Okay, so this actually ends up kind of being here. Weird indentation. Ah! I probably need one at the end of here somewhere. Yeah, because I wasn't watching this. Wonder where action, let's say, or H actually comes. The checker here must be misinterpreting the directory path. Okay, so this will not work. Okay, we can log in. So that is, well, that's a compile time thing. Get, I mean, that should be a Boolean thing. Tutorial done. There's all the map pull mode. That's inline. I need something that's in setup. That brings us back to the question of where do we put this? Use paste shortcut. Oh, so I guess for his style, it's actually used. Oh. But there's using custom server, so. Pfft. The only problem with putting these all together is that sort of get this cascading patch update, patch conflict. So maybe it would be a little bit cleaner to do somewhere else. All right, so does that compile? Oh, and I've got the auto run on there. It's going to be back to fails to log in. To 70 settings. I guess to see any difference in behavior, I have to do that. Okay. We have at least a manual override. We're going to need to flip that now and then. In fact, we want to attempt this first on this version. I probably want to checkpoint patch a little bit here. Now we'd like to have it sort of figure it out if login fails. Which means we're going to need a little bit of a state track here. Know if we've already tried to reconnect. Well, you know what? Let's see if it gives me a click to reconnect screen or if it's an auto reconnect. Actually, no, this is the initial login message. I need... Oh, there's already a login failed signal. So maybe you do need to know what our setting is. Turn it over there. Well, I need to know what my effective status is. I need to know what my setting status is, and my current status is. I can say whether or not we've tried the other. Get setting. Use custom server. Oh, version mismatch. Oh, is this setting connection failed or login failed? That would be kind of important. Probably login failed? Okay, that looks like a login failed. Get int setting, use custom server, from recorded game data, start connecting. Now we want more of a, well, I guess I need to keep track of the setting. Although he does kind of update auto login. So most of these are checked as needed. There's not really like a startup settings thing. So maybe what I need is a client tag. Reset thing. They're not going to be static. Oh my gosh. No, there's probably an easy solution to this. As well, I guess it could mess up the actual compile. All right, UI event. Surely he pulls in other minor gems things. Yeah. Minor gems. UI event action listener. I've had some issues with case statements before. Or the case of imports. But I'm not seeing anything here. Minor gems. Action listener. And it's like it seems to be finding this stuff just fine unless it stops here, but other thing, lots of things depend on minor gems. So I don't know why this one is a problem. What is it? Copy shifter control. I'm not seeing it. Oh, okay. I'll take that. Maybe it was like it never like reevaluated the file. I don't know. Oh, but it's only in the context of the CPP. Now it's graphics color. Color.h. Do I have to like touch the file? Um, what? Let's try repeating the magic invocation here. That looks good. And nope, you're still stuck. Yeah, so it seems like it's stopping at the first minor gems. All right, so where are we doing all of our server stuff? What was user reconnect? That's actually a done. Anyway. Well, I guess I'm still going to end up extending this, aren't I? Okay, I don't... well, I don't explicitly extern it here. Okay. So you're not going to be defining it. Actually, Living Life is getting the setting right now. We're also going to need... Right, I can do a compile check on that. Something to track if we have to start connecting. Well, maybe it's not start connecting that we call. User reconnect, current game page. Oh, show reconnect page. This is why I was looking at disconnect. Oh, this is like the pause page. So maybe a screen view center. Thing client tag. I could recheck the setting. But really. Right, alternate login. Login failed. I've not heard of Stoptober? Ah. Considering I pretty much don't drink ever, so kind of an easy one. Because it's Kamua. You can ask. I mean, I don't have to answer everything. Because that's where most games run. And then that ends up being my more powerful computer that works better for streaming. Okay. And if we do this, the text signal disconnect, show reconnect page. Right, alternate. Alternate. All right, now this, do I have to exclude all of that? Else, 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 else. Else, 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 else. There is a thing there. Text signal probably consumes the signal. Oh. Okay, so it's not shift width. The other one. Tab stop? Not that one. Using. Oh, I got using client tag. Okay, so it works. It's not automatic. That's that version of reconnect. Living life page. True, 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 true. Do we ever not pass true? What does that mean for living life page? And fresh. It's not fresh. Fresh is false return. I don't think any of this is going to matter if we're trying to make. And I see this is one of those things where I'd want to change the setting when I was successful. So maybe on any successful login. So I don't have user accounts right now. Like really test a login or on my local. There's really no checking on the private server. But I think it will reject a blank. Nope. Okay, not that one. Yeah, I've seen a couple of people playing that one. Sounds like you like it as well. All right, so A at B dot C. Oh, that reset the key. Okay. Nope. I cannot create an I'd swear I had to put something into the login field originally. Oh, maybe that client is interpreting it as official client. As the username. It's not an account, so. All right. I don't know if both of these. Oh, no, it did have to retry there. But it was fine with blank. So I don't have a good way to test an actual login failed. Well, I guess I could go connect to the live server with blank and it won't much care for that. That would actually have to say, well, I guess I haven't tested the newer server without the client tag. So there's actually a really, really easy way to test that. So that was not necessary. We're probably going to want to make you. What was our last published version? Last published was 272. Oh, there's been a further update. No, okay, maybe because it's the old version, it always tries to do the binary update. I guess it's looking at the actual client version, not. Yeah. So I can't actually try an old version. So the reason I was renaming that. No, actually. Oh, you're going to default to logging in with the tag. Which admittedly we haven't tested yet. All right, and then settings. That didn't. Okay, it looks like it does accept that. Doesn't really complain if you don't put the tag in there. Yes. Yeah, because with the ability to auto switch, I am uncertain if I should update this. I guess unsuccessful login is what you'd want to do. But right now, it looks like this is the... And then... we would want to know, when have we successfully logged in? That's the login. Is it like accepted? Logged in successfully. Hey, look, there's even a settings manager call here. I did Boolean this earlier. Oh, this is just set setting? Using... I just need a little bit more. In client tag. Just to be sure we're getting that Boolean thing in a sensible way. So based on the value we actually used, so the last login, if you did switch this over, fine, but... and then we have, all right, so this version is set to 1. I currently have the old server running. Nope. What doesn't like? Syntax. And I'm going to need to switch this back to autologin at some point. Although it seems that I don't actually need to have these anymore. Okay, that got set to 0. So next time, we shouldn't have to do the little reset. Oh, but it doesn't save it if it's not something. And it's different keys, so that's believable. No, okay, I guess it is. Like, was that a different person? Anyway. All right, so I've kind of really rearranged how that worked. Oh, I actually removed a blank line there. And actually, well, having my own blank line probably isn't a terrible idea from a patch perspective. Okay. Probably, if nothing else, I want to have a snapshot of that if we want to be able to do that stuff later. So STG. Oh, I know what I need to do, actually. Well, I need to get my server updated, for one. I need to add that to the patch. Git status. So I can actually just go add that to a patch, because that's a pretty simple thing. Right, it won't autocomplete because those are all ignored. No, because this is game source. I think it's there. Settings. Oh, it's not here. That was only the build. I've got this also. That was the build. And then this one is currently set to 1 because we're trying to log into live. All right. Refresh -p patch. Optional client tag. Now, I possibly should go do some repo work here. Because that's just going to be like changelog and readme and that to be 34. Well, patch conflict resolution kind of goes without saying. uh, agent, blendable, one life. Or it's logging to agent and agentless servers. And that's the main thing we've done so far. So show modded client. So this is what actually sets the client. Optional. Let's see. Temps relogin. Fifth without client tag if login fails. Oh, what I need, what I need to check on a server, right? Because we had a flag that in theory works. But updates setting on successful login. And I've got some other settings. Okay. Add no client tag. Oh, does my file list won't have changed? Have the settings. It does. All right, got our new file, got all changed files. All right. STG series. Okay, we're foil loaded. Notes. Start the merge conflict. I think we cleared up login changes. I need to make sure that we're okay with the X changes. And I need to update my server. That's also going to mean getting a new client copy so that we have all the matching data to go with that. Yeah, so you are live. Yep, we pretty much need the whole thing. Game source. There's probably more efficient ways. All right. Oh, geez. What is this? 7.6. So give me these settings. You can lose that one. Oop. And I probably don't need these copies in this version. All right, so server is still building. All right. All right, now make sure we get I need to update this command and get the new version copied into this directory. All right. Let's get someplace a little bit more temperate. Probably still got junk over here. Probably don't have any clothes left. Guess I should actually be making the permanent clothes, but we can get them easy enough. All right, so the thing I've been curious about. Okay, so examine still works. Right, because I don't have normal clicking interactivity at all. Which I guess I should probably flip that feature. Make sure it doesn't interfere with normal behavior. Well, actually, there are other overrides, but what do we call that? Just one of those more recent ones. Oh, lock. Or, hmm. Yeah, I think I actually forgot that still worked in lock mode. Of course, I also have lock ignores people, so okay, so now if we're doing X, okay, we still examine. Nothing goes wrong there. I guess I actually need a second person. A2. Okay, so this is going to do person. If we're holding X. Okay. So that seems to be no problem at all, really. And then I know there was like, there was something about the shift kill on animals. I don't think that will affect me. Or at least it won't affect my interaction keys. Alright, so we last looked at stuff around here. Crash, I mean, that's just a crash. Yeah, that was nice. Step out triggers, crash, mapping. I haven't played with maps yet, but should be fine. Draw optimization. FPS graph. FPS breakdown, sprites drawn. This is optimization stuff. Yeah, there's holding X. Mm, that might block some of the auto typing stuff. But how often do you start typing with X? We did have that one stage, and this is before that happened, where it didn't get reseeded. We got a mixed up history. Living life. Stuck mumble mouth. Okay, not a big deal. All the stats. Client tag. Just did. The limit. Shift right clicking an animal. There's some tracking of hit object ID. Find closest person. Hit an object. We have an explicit kill command. Think. I think if we touched this too much, it would have been a merge conflict somewhere, which changed the indentation of everything. Yes, that's probably fine. Oh, tails. Oh, but he also picked up cool stuff. Object bank, I don't touch too much. Living life, learned tool report. Hmm, that's an enum. but it is doing string comparison. Although this does raise, well, I mean, ultimately the server's going to judge whether you can use something or not. It might mean that if you were on a current client on a unmodified server, you might be holding things backwards. I mean, let's look at the protocol a little bit. All right, so none of these are going to be tools. Oh, I always forget that it gets weird after you do VOG stuff. Yep, okay. So now is that because I got a specific message for it? Learned tool report. Have just learned. So we are assuming, or rather the client is assuming it does not know anything. So for use on other servers, I might need a little thing for that. So this was just the learned tool report. And not tool learned. Yeah, so it looks like we're assuming unlearned status. Tool message. Oh. Okay, it's listed as optional. That shouldn't be a big deal. But what's the default value? Ah, held learned is 1. Well, it's 1 where we parse the message. So that probably does our upgrade okay? How easy can I get the other server running again? And put the data out of sync a little bit, which could get messy. Well, I could still go back to my previous client here. We've got that data set. Oh, I actually have to run. It. Oh, I left that flag off, didn't I? Did I run? Oh, maybe the last version I built here was probably an old one. Or a unmodified one, or not heavily modified one. Okay, so if the server doesn't support it, it does show you things in a reasonable position. All right, I'm going to play with this more to see how it works for the most part. That was just one thing that concerned me a little bit. Crash. Crash. This concerns me from a maybe get all tool sets is only a server thing. Yeah, the client doesn't seem to call that. So that, and actually my server build didn't seem to complain either. Hmm. All right, so I had a situation in a town where I was like crazy running all over the place. So give me a little bit of space somewhere. Now it was a Newcomen pump. Kerosene. And I think probably regular boxes. Maybe they were slot boxes. All right, I want to make sure to move first. We don't have that bug. Now I would try to like run in here. And it will just keep running. What about regular move? Okay, so it is something specific to run. No, but if I like, if I pick a spot and I pick a spot and catch myself. No, was I just regular walking? Because I usually do that. Yeah, and then sometimes it'll just like go crazy. Maybe it's not the specific arrangement. It just ends up looking like more because of paths you have to take. But it's like I tried to go here. And normally if I'm like trying to stay there. But how about screen locks? I don't have the... saying maybe it was just moving. Just the mouse moving on me. And maybe the pathing made it more stuff. Or throw my cursor off where it was sort of like by habit putting it ahead of the movement, anticipating it. Okay. All right, pathing. I thought I'd seen an instance of that, and I forgot to mark it down. Unless... possibly last week? No, I didn't have any markers in there. All right, so, well, we've got an hour left. Now, one thing I did want to look at. I guess I should just refresh my copy of the code. Where is that? Because Dobbs did say he had to deal with some stuff on OS X, and he has a client, which means he should have had to deal with the loading name file thing. Oh, that's right. I never actually figured out if it was loading the file, and if I changed the path, then it didn't load the file. Or if I moved the file out somewhere else. It actually got the error message, it didn't load it. So it might actually be a issue with handling tabs there. Of course, no one's actually responded they're using that. That, however, is also a large endeavor. Yeah, so the weird thing is I have a version number that I might have to have a different repository that's just for releases, like an empty thing, because the tags are going to be different. So post. So this is going to be completely garbage. Because if it's a bogus repository, it's not going to be anything. Edit a release. List assets. Upload assets. Relation. SNI. Most libraries. I might be able to do this with just like Perl or something. Although I may have to get responses out of Salt. Do we have that? Okay, we have a version of curl. So we could do some playing around with that here. I'm going to, So the problem is that we have, the patches can get applied to multiple versions of the base game. So the tags that are on the patch repository all right. Which reminds me, I should check if there were any further changes. Okay. So we're probably good for just the basic build itself. Now, I usually like to test things myself. There shouldn't be any major issues. All right. So I basically need a different tag series. Let me fetch build scripts. Where'd I have that? Okay. Oh. And we had to do some changes. We don't have a local directory. Okay, so what we're looking at, what are we looking at? Ah, yes, what we look at to get our version number out. Minor gems, one life, patches. Okay, so it is looking for V. Wait. Refs tags V star. So if I did like release, I could actually go off of here and there might be multiple things on the same version. So we could potentially use that repository. Uh, oh, it does this for every tag. Oh, so yeah, it does the automatic. Oh. Hmm. So what does this do? Name of the tag. Where the get tag is created from. Yeah, so this would be creating a new tag on the repository. Unused tag already exists. There is a release name separate from the tag name. All right, so if we want to play around with what a curl command like. Now, this is a post. Ooh, lots of options. Okay. That means going to be post. Mm, capital post? Okay. Method? No. I guess we're doing something a little bit different. Uh, let's see. Okay. Stock, speed, SSL. URL. User agent. Surely this is possible. Maybe like you have to go to like W. Maybe is there a W post? Okay, that's post in HTTP format. Input. I guess that's going to be. No, this is a JSON. So I don't want to add like too much to this. With fields specified individually, without data. Okay, data nothing. Oh, X is the parameter. There's Y. X. Request command. Okay. I guess request sort of makes sense. Oh, X or dash dash request. And then something should be, well, I guess data actually is it. You just have to do something that prepared. I mean, I guess I could actually string interpolate that. So our target commitish is going to be our local version. It'd be like release blah blah blah. Probably want to call everything draft at this point. I probably do want at least a toy script. Well, so this would be 276. We don't actually have 34 yet. I could prop up that. I sometimes have to change my mind, but well, not that I have a real file to upload. So this is going to be a bogus tag. Minus request post. This needs to be the full. Oh, what does authentication look like though? That might need a full language. Oh, Perl. Okay, so we can do that. Okay, api.github.com. Content type, syntax, custom headers, media type, rate limit, authentication, username and password. We're not going to do that on stream. And I have two-factor on, OAuth token. A web flow. Normally, create a personal access token via your personal access tokens page. Create new authorization. Uses basic authentication. Curl authorization token. Well, is there a way? Well, in use in a script, I can have that in some other file or something. It might still appear on the console output. Look, a config file that can pull. Pull things from somewhere. Version, download a file, multiple files. Create HTTP headers, make a post with parameters. Specify a user agent. Send website cookies. Download rate. Nope. We did have the manual up here. URL. Get head. Post. Put HTTP authentication. Hiding credentials. Okay, that's basic credentials. For a user agent. Method and headers. Header. Login tricks. Capture cookies. Form tags. Okay, I think we were just at HTTP scripting. Yeah. Philosophy, install, usage. Curl. There's all the programming language wrappers. I don't currently have a whole lot running in the build server. URLs. That's sort of it. Command line. The K option to read parameters from a file. Doesn't work on all platforms. Let me guess, Windows. But that is what we needed. Hopefully this version supports it. Config file. Read config from a file. Okay, so I actually do need some further documentation. Text file to read curl argument. Options and their parameters separated by white space, colon, or the equal sign. Stand in. URL option. Okay, so, okay, here we go. URL output user agent. So this will actually let us do some text stuff while also this will end up actually kind of being in, and well, it'll actually be in the Docker environment, but we've got a base URL, but I don't know that we can put just the path. So that's going to be per output to user agent, probably fine. So if we're doing anything here, well, except that if I just put the secret in here, then it's just that little setting file. So for testing purposes, well, we can watch us say unauthorized. Hmm. Okay, -H authorization. Now, how does this work with quotes? Okay, they expect things to be quoted. And that's probably a highly invalid token because it's in the example. So there's Zen. Oh, so I put this all the way over here. Okay, that's too far. Automatically, which I scrolled back up here. So this is repos. Life client patches. Releases. Now, It was data. All right, this is actually, oh, this is JSON. Can we do this? I might need to get like a little JSON tool. Or maybe do something that fills out a template and dumps a file and then uses the file. This isn't actually getting into how we get this stuff. I think I did do like some template fill out stuff for like the icon file or something. Yeah, this, we might want to do this kind of thing. uh, so this is going, yeah, this is just going to cat so that the caller can determine where it goes. And maybe I could even do stand-in. So we're going to need those things, and then this is entirely different format. Tag name, which, oh, this expects to be running in an environment. Well, I could have my current directory there and all over. Because this would normally be game client version, patch version. It's going to be on patch version. So this is like all the field. They don't really say what's optional. Probably most of them are optional. I mean, we can make this the normal version. And then, well, the different builds will be yeah, the different OS versions. So then we would want to do this actually. Well, we're already here. HTTPS api.github.com. releases, we need to get configuration from here. Curl config. How do we specify data as a file? Data. Well, this is data ASCII. Oh, is this like strict? You see? And at the file name. Or if you want to read it from stand-in. I guess, oh, I still need to, documents. This is currently in okay, that was not able to read patches master latest tag. Oh, because it ran a thing that actually output the patch version number. Echo or cat? Which I probably should put this as like test for now. And we don't actually have that tag published yet. Oh, I left the end in here. Okay, so the way I keep restarting this, I probably should make a shell script. I guess I could still call over to there. I got an upload script that does other things. Nice as it's do things on the command line, I just had to keep restarting. Take care of other things. Repos. Says, he says, This is going to do relative file reference. Well, that's fine for now. We're just testing. That they can't autocomplete. Okay, so it must be down. Config.txt. And output create release. No, that's saying stand in. I may have to make sure that we shall execute this. Okay, so this gives us our relative directories for that script. I guess I could just output it once and then use that, but are you also here? Oh, okay. That mean, yep. Oh, maybe not. Anyway, for now, okay. Oh, that means I did? Oh, I typoed that somehow. Okay. No such file or directory. Right. So it's still looking to pipe something in. About that. Or I've typoed that thing entirely. Not curl config. This gets a little bit weird. Okay, I don't have a change in for this. No, that doesn't work. Um, no such file or directory. Well, what the? Maybe I don't want this actually in. All right, fine, fine, fine. We'll two-step it. There's a way to do this, but I'm not good enough at shell. Not found. So probably. Oh, wait, okay. So, invalid character in given range. Wait. No such file or directory. What the heck is our current working directory? Oh, okay, so you actually lost a dot in this process. Okay. Error reading config file. I don't. So apparently curl can't deal with any. I wonder if curl is expecting Windows format. It's a Windows version of curl. No. All right. You can't do relative directory references. Error trying to read from file. Uh, I'm confused. Error trying to read from the file. Oh, so maybe it's actually a syntax error. Can I just do a... H is ambiguous. That at least gave me a warning. The quotes? Why is H ambiguous? Right, so you're actually here. Error trying to read... Oh. There we go. And now it's actually saying bad credentials. Okay, so we've got that far. So in theory, that won't actually print anything out. Let me poke at this and make sure there's a revoke button if need be. Hmm. Operations and services. Hit this. Nope, wrong one. Oh, no, this is password, not. Uh, okay. This does not have the API keys. This is probably an account thing. Profile, repositories, project stars, guests. Developer settings? OAuth apps. Personal access tokens. There's a delete and there's a revoke all. And a whole bunch of rights. Repo, full control, access, commit status, deployment status, public repositories, repository invitations, write packages, orgs and teams, admin, public key, repo hook. I guess it's going to have to be repositories. That's private repositories. Full control of private repositories. And there's a separate thing, access public repositories. Is a public repository? I don't know what deployment status is. Commit status. Read more about OAuth scope. Read only to public information, public and private. Read write commit statuses. Out granting access to the code. Deployment statuses. Limits access to public repositories. Read write access to code, repository projects. Deploy a specific branch. Okay, so this is like a continuous deployment thing. So it sounds like there's not like repository specific access. So public repo is your basic right? All right. That was curl config. This is our. Let's see if we can get this path right. I guess normally it probably will be relatively local. Well, no, I need to end up putting it in like a. There's a secrets file I use for the upload key on. You're just in base level right now. No, that's a not found. Okay, that file needs to be updated though. Okay, so that's that one. Send out, we're done with. Patch. Setting. Bad credentials. Okay. Now we take that. All right, close you. And go copy something else to the clipboard. All right, so you are this thing. Invalid request. For links schema, nil is not an object. Well, that's a useful error message. This is actually local to my other thing, and I closed all my windows. Links schema. Oh, you need to be B33. Ah, yes, yes, yes. So this actually needs to be in, oh, you don't have the, this script isn't actually here, I don't think. Output, create release. So you need to be a V. Invalid request for link schema. Okay, so this is the only thing that's required. Wrong window. Repos. Releases. Tag name, targeting another tag. Oh, this is in for malformed JSON. There's that. Okay, let's... You're running this every time. I don't have to rerun it every time. Get by with that. Link 0 schema, nil is not an object. Wait, could not resolve host post. What? Oh my gosh. Did we try connecting to two different services? Well, that got, oh, so that was the attempt to connect to post. This is, that explains this. Why it took so long. Is it possible that our file is not being uploaded? HTTP response headers. Hey, Fourth Beard. Thank you. Hope you have a good Halloween as well. Separate operation for the URL. A progress meter. Silent. Full trace dump of all incoming and outgoing data. Oh, you know what? Did I need to do an at here? No, because K is file. And the data did stand in. Although in this form, so the rest should be a file name. Oh, okay. So yeah, there was something worth that stand in. Do I need something from this? Location releases blah. Release ID. ID 1. Repos. Okay, so yes, that location is what you would do to other things. So I'm going to have to capture and filter that somehow. All right. Sample release response. All right, now I need a script, or some code or something. No, this is the output. In theory, this should be good. Although, at this point, we want to do something with the response from this. Surely there is an option to say output -o output. So that would create it in the local file, which we put it in the other directory. I'm not using this anymore. You are currently in One Life. Create response. So how do we pull out one field from a JSON response? I know there are specific tools. I'd have to be able to get them on my target platforms. Do I actually need assets URL for this? List assets, upload a release asset. Indeed. So assets URL, name label. We can re-upload the new asset. Upload URL. And it is indeed different. So we're going to have to okay, name is required. That would be like a file name. And response. So actually, although this isn't actually a 276, I don't have a 276. Oh, but I'm kind of building it from here, so it's going to be sort of a weird thing. I can get the most recent one. Oh, except this would actually be the version file. So that was actually 272.33. How did I format though? It's not that. Not that. Well, we've got the upload script here. One life. Okay, so no V. Save file. Well, I guess the first thing I have to figure out is how do I get that URL out? So we need to grab assets URL. This is not necessary. So this is not grep. Grep just discovers it. The said thing. Minus E, replace that. I need to select a very specific piece of text. A sub PowerShell. Okay. Extract text. Minus E. Test blah blah blah. String 1. Is there an explanation of how this works? Extract this string. What's the input? Oh, in this line. Okay. So this is all the escaped stuff, and it's just a capture. Okay, replace the entire file with nothing is what that comes down to. Slightly different escape sequence. So I have to find everything up to assets URL. Blah, 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 blah. And then capture every non-quote character to a quote, and then everything. And that is in... Oh, I may have needed the other kind of pipe. That was my problem with doing this. Would it be actually read this, pipe it into that, pipe it into this probably. But these are nice to work independently. That's the other console. That's Ming. Oh, wasn't looking like a console window. Unknown command backslash. Arr? Is this different versions of sed? Wait a minute. Well, I don't know if I actually ran. I don't know if I actually run this in here. Oh, I probably need // unknown command /. What to save as well? There's / again. There's multiple lines. And extract this. This is a different form of sed. First, it translates all occurrences on a line for a new line. Oh. Grep does do it. And what is it doing? Okay, it's just implicitly outputting the capture group. You do not need... Guess I still need this. That's outputting the entire line that matched. Didn't support OP. Output control. Only show the part of the line matching pattern. Well, I did match most of the line. Perl regex. He was doing some fancy stuff there. I don't need to do particularly fancy stuff. And actually, for grep, I probably don't need... Oh... Probably don't need the context. But no, it doesn't match. I mean, surely that can't be Perl. Oh my gosh, it is Perl. What part of it's Perl? All right, is this required? No, and that is part of... This does say GNU grep, because you're outputting the entire match, not capture group. Now there is some extra syntax here. Although he's including the up until as the way of doing this. Nope. Yes, I have no idea how that's working then. Like, I thought I understood how it worked. What the heck are you capturing? That didn't work. That got too much stuff. Now, you could, like, run that through a sed that deleted specific thing. Since, is it possible we need, like, multiple backslashes? Because there's, like, multiple levels of interpretation. Nope. New sed. G flag, case conversion. Two equals separated by a new line. Only a match condition, though. Back references must still be escaped when using extended regular expression. Did I maybe miss the command line? No, it's minus E. What am I missing here? Oh, an S. Invalid reference on S's command's right-hand side. Why is it an invalid reference? Oh, wait. You need to escape parentheses. So now that was escaping brackets. Okay, so that did everything. But that expression had brackets. I don't know where we need the syntax. Selecting lines, regular expressions. Prints lines containing hello. literal plus. Then we escape it to get special. Maybe he was using brackets? Oh. Literal plus. No. Oh, does this work on a line by line basis? Yeah. Okay. However, no, I need upload URL. Although, to be fair, I kind of don't want that extra stuff. Well, I can probably assume it's there. And then this is going to be... Okay. List assets, upload a release asset. So this is posting to a variable address. I don't know if that works, but it has the precedent of data. This is there might be a different syntax. Well, we do have to. Oh. I need at least a name. Game client version. Patch version. Okay. This is not going to have any other data. I don't need to save the output this time necessarily. Now what I need is curl to attach a file. Attaches a text file. Form. It might be specific to the attached file. Or is this literally just the content? And I said they used something specific. Determine which URL to access. Ah. Most libraries. But we've been kind of doing this on the cheap so far. So is there a specific thing for content type? Maybe curl actually. The default content type X formula encoded with a header. Variables available. Display information. Okay. Yeah, so I guess this is just the data upload, which we had. Oh, this game client version and patch version won't actually be right. We had 272.33. Available. Game client version. I don't know where the quotes should go here. No, I guess I do want to keep doing this because we're going to be appending every time. Not resolve host upload URL.txt. Well, Man page. Options, URLs. Maybe I have to do --URL for this. Okay. So we do this a different way. They don't seem to have a provision for that. Invalid name for request. Oh, cat, no such file or directory. Okay. .32.33. Oh. Minor syntax differences. All right, we have to back up and actually get this to work. I guess this is supposed to be echo. That's the problem. Put it out with the new line, you jerk. That's Windows. Okay. Nope. Yep. All right. So it's not you. Actually, it's you. So we select the line. Do I have to select the new line? That actually broke it. Do I have to say up until end of line? No. Replace one string to the end of the line. But you want to maintain the end of line. Move end of lines from specified lines. With awk, on end talk, replace \n with nothing. Unmatch end talk, print s. Zero? Zero equals zero. I mean, awk isn't that much better. Joining lines with sed. That looks like... Did he miss a sed here? So that is adding into sed what? Series of commands? Well, actually, this is just to join files. Python, 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 Python. Why is this all Python? Text you want to add in the range means the last line. Truncate. Replace end of line. File 1 is a new line character, while file 2 hasn't. Hello, welcome to Unix. I want to add and Linux. Unix and Linux. This seems to say that end of line should work. And yet it does not. which is we might as well have done nothing. Yeah, first character. Now, I guess their actual code was like go to last line or something. Maybe it's confused because we're on Windows. No. I would need to look at Docker environment. What packages are available? What? Arch? Oh, well, this is Ubuntu anyway. So I need some kind of JSON tool that can extract a string without a new line, because basic Unix tools can't do that. Or is this actually a problem with the way we just write to a URL? Write to a file. This would be... No, because echo. Well, okay. Even echo is having problems here. I have no way to get help on how this echo works. So maybe the problem is the actual output step. Okay, but that's specific to echo. I mean, just in a general command. Not in echo, but in a general command. Oh, I do echo minus n. Or will it just print that? Okay. So that's wrapping the command. So I guess we can't pipe to echo. So to get this thing to print without a new line, I have to do that? Nope. Same thing with printf. Nope. Wait. Oh, you're giving me a usage. Oh, because I still have... I put this in the wrong spot. Okay. Well, that would help. Okay, there we go. There we go. Oh, and this is a much more compressed response. Okay, well, it's just called draft. Now, once we get this sorted out, we can make them not draft. But I might have enough pieces to put something together. At this point, I probably need to start thinking about how we get real keys, how we do all of this in the Docker build with real paths. So I'm going to want to do. There's got to be a way that I can send this script. Like, I guess I could mount a working directory into the container. Execute stuff from there. It'll be a little bit awkward, maybe. But I am just thinking that I want to eat lunch sometime, and there's still a little ways to go here. But we've got, like, bits and pieces. Oh, and we've still got a bunch of these, which this is going to end up, well, I have to figure out exactly where it is, but that needs to be someplace else. That's the same thing. And there are other paths that have to be similarly corrected. All right, so curl config is actually going to end up being like GitHub auth. So I probably don't, actually, I guess I would be looking to look at the ignore file. Right, that's going to be down one. Okay, so it's the config directory. So we're going to do like, and I think I just mount that in. Okay, Docker. We've got this. Oh, right. So that's what we need to do. All right, I might want to do that off stream just to be safe. But basically, it'll be a version of this, an example file. Commit that, move to the other computer. The Docker file here, actually, no, it's these scripts. Like pwd, cd down, please. There's a lot of files here. A lot of files here. This is the specific step where we need that. And there's the pwd again. Config into target config, yeah, and then we would have those files available for use. All right, well, that's a basis, so we could probably get there next time. Boop. Boop. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Fourth Beard, for the bits, and everybody who hosted me. What do we have going on? Not a whole lot of code right now. Wrong one. There's a schedule. All right, let's see. How about... Well, I'm playing Hostage Not Included right now. That can be almost like programming sometimes.
It's only 1 ton of the...
They broke the volume when they went to the new interface. Right now, Maro is playing Oxygen Not Included. All these buttons look almost the same. Go. Where's a place cool to hang out? That's someplace cool to hang out. Thanks for hanging out with me. Goodbye.